What should you do when someone of another culture makes you feel uncomfortable? Let me offer 2 practical suggestions. First, stop and take a deep breath. Don't immediately blow up when someone says or does something you don't like. Don't scream or shout or verbally insult the other person. And don't walk away either. It's damaging. Instead, when we get upset or uncomfortable because something a person of another culture has said or done, we need to stop and consider, what is the underlying issue here? What's really making me mad right now? All too often, our immediate emotional outburst says more about us than it does about the other person. We need to first consider the ways we might be misjudging the person or the situation. Stop and take a deep breath. You need to think about an appropriate response. You need a plan. Give yourself the space and the time necessary to reflect and assess before responding, so you don't do something you'll later regret. Second, remind yourself you are not the standard. Each of us have our own preferences for noise levels and communication styles, dress codes, music preferences, food, and more. We all have our own standards of what is comfortable and what is not. But no matter our ethnic background, we must constantly tell ourselves, I am not the standard. We must also recognize what we consider normative and work to deconstruct our own inflexible parameters. The consequences for choosing to not be flexible are dire. It leads to controlling people, and real lives are placed in danger. You see, the minute we begin to justify silencing, forcibly detaining, and physically harming others because of their differences, we travel down the road of dehumanizing and demonizing entire people groups. Far too often, Black men are inaccurately stereotyped as criminals and threats. Latinos are seen as illegals. Asians are treated as the bearers of deadly viruses. When people think this way, it plants seeds that lead to controlling and sometimes even killing Black and brown bodies. Do the hard but necessary work of having real conversations with people, and instead of immediately accusing them of committing an offense, give them the honor of sharing things from their perspective. This is about leaning in and not pushing away, choosing to encourage, affirm, and embrace something that might feel unnatural instead of trying to regulate, police, and restrict. Loving our neighbors means learning to love people different than us. We need to become comfortable with alternative ways of doing things. So the next time you feel uncomfortable around someone, ask yourself, how much cultural discomfort am I willing to bear?